Russia pharmaceutical exports. This is an issue which is under the active consideration of Government of India. Ministry of Commerce is liaising with Ministry of External Affairs, then Department of Finance, the RBI, and some of the public sector banks to find out some solution other than diplomatic channels. Our missions in all these countries, Nigeria, to some extent even Russia, we have started feeling the pinch, Venezuela, etc. The mission, the ambassadors are constantly in touch with the concerned government and they are putting pressure on them. But what has happened is that in Venezuela, as you all know, it has just gone beyond the control of the Venezuelan government also. The currency has really gone for a toss. So what the other alternative for government is to go for something like what the Chinese government has done, like, you know, have some kind of a barter system, the oil for money scheme, because India imports a lot of oil from Venezuela, say for example, into India, and our oil exports are much many times higher than our exports to Venezuela. But this takes time because you require the node of the banking channels, the RBI, and the oil companies have to be in the loop. So this is an ongoing process, but we are hopeful that something can be worked out. We are also in touch with the major companies who have invested heavily in these countries. The government is aware of the investment which has been done in the last 20 years or so. So we just can't let go of these markets, we are aware. So we are hopeful that something will come out soon. But then the concerned parties, one is the Venezuelan government, the other are the concerned banks and banking institutions within the country and the affected companies. So we have got some proposal ready which we thought could work out, but unfortunately the situation in Venezuela is going from bad to worse, because of which the response from them is taking time. So we have to be a little patient, but I can say with conviction that the Venezuelan government is equally keen on having some solution to this problem, because they literally survive on Indian medicines. So it is as much their loss as it is ours. For us, it is our business loss. For them, it's a question of survival. So we are banking on that, and we are thinking that something can work. Some of the when we were having this discussion, some of the major companies who are stuck there, like, why don't you get out? They said, like, what about the 20 years of investment and hard work which we have done there? It's not so easy for them to come out. As the industrialists sitting here know very well. Unlike other exports, for pharma, you really have to invest over a period of time. It takes so much of time. So one can't just get out just because, all of a sudden. So it's a catch-22 situation. You can always prevent future investment. Okay, you don't make further investment till the situation improves. But what about the investment which we have already done? With them on a continuous basis for the last several months. And official communication is going on. Our mission is fully activated. And in fact, it is, if you ask me, that is a prime job of the mission in those countries. The Venezuelan ambassador who is stationed in New Delhi, we have had several meetings. So it's not for want of trying. Issues which we found were not proper, and we lodged a strong protest also. One of them was that companies can be inspected. It is the prerogative of the regulator to come and see and get things done the way they want. But then they have to be given an opportunity. There cannot be any arbitrariness. That is what we have been protesting as far as GVK issue is concerned. It was not about just one company getting victimized. It was about the way in which companies, the businesses are being conducted, and the way in which companies, there has to be professionalism. It cannot be whimsical. That is a point which Government of India wanted to put across, which we feel has been understood by the European regulator. To that extent, they have confirmed also to our minister in writing that they regret what has happened, and of course GVK has moved on. They have closed their operations in that particular location. They have moved on. So India has moved on. But some of the good things which came out of this crisis is that we are trying to institutionalize the mechanism where if somebody is coming for audit, or if there is a protocol which is supposed to be there, and if they want a change in the protocol, or if they think that there is a better way of doing it, then that has to be communicated to the company. And as you said rightly, the joint inspections, the EU has agreed that whenever this kind of issues come, they will make sure that the Indian regulator is also present. We have also made it very clear that there has to be constant interactions, because we found that for want of cultural, for want of better communication, or because of cultural differences, sometimes there are misunderstandings which are not really regulatory issues. So that is something which we found, because of which a company or Indian companies who are otherwise outstanding in their performance, in their processes, everything should not be at the receiving end. So this point we have made it loud and clear. They have understood, and joint inspections in case of US FDA has already been happening. US FDA, of course, they have their people present in India, but for other regulators who have very high standards, like for example EU and all, they have agreed to have joint inspections. We find that there has been some positive developments out of this crisis also. And as far as the issue of as to to what extent cancellations can be done, like to what extent a country can go to preserve their right to protect the health security of their citizen, that is also an issue. We found that, or at least the Indian companies feel that the way in which they have interpreted the so-called shortcomings in that particular incident were not, and the severity of the action which was taken were disproportionate. So this is something which the Indian companies felt, this is something which the government of India felt, and that has been communicated. And we are also exploring other options. We can always go to multilateral forums if such incidences reoccur, because as far as government of India is concerned, this is an industry which is very vital for us, for our domestic sector, for our export sector. So there's no way we can let go of these issues. So if such incidents, if there is any likelihood of such incidents happening again, then we would of course explore multilateral options also.